On this record, on a lot of the tracks, I worked with the finished, semi-finished beat track basically. So I like made the instrumental, but then I bounced it down to a wave and either added to it with like analog synths or guitar, and also edited the whole track and maybe filtered things like the whole track. And I've been doing that a lot lately in general anyway, and it's, you know, it's more of like a DJ type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, to filter the whole track.
Yep.
And it sounds awesome. I like the way that sounds. And then like here in this part, I filter the whole track when the synth comes in. But the synth, of course, isn't being like filtered down with it. So the track goes down
as the synth comes in.
Yeah, and it's moving around. Like the resonance is going up there while the cutoff's going down and stuff. And then I drop it. And I've been doing this a lot too. You'll catch this in like the new one too.
Cool.
I like working like this. It's easier to arrange for me to have the drums as the audio. Obviously this is somewhat arranged though anyway, because it's probably because I bounced another version. I mean, this is probably likely like the 15th version of this track or something. I very often am going through and bouncing all of my tracks back down because I've used a lot of processing. So like I need to, like this probably doesn't have anything on it. Let's see. No, it does. It's got some. Like here, this is the full kick track, and I'm using a neutron from Isotope to boost up the transient on the attack of the bass of it and on the highs of it.
That's a visual EQ, right?
This isn't even an EQ. This is a transient designer, and it's multi-band.
Oh.
So basically, this is just on the kick here, and I'm boosting up the like the punch of the low end as well as boosting up the thwack on the high end. So that's on.
That's a nice sound kick.
And this is off.
God damn.
It's doing something. Got some EQ on there too. But then this has a bunch of stuff on the drum bus. So like I definitely want to show you guys this.
What does that sound?
This right here is a go-to for me. This is on all my drum buses. I do it every time myself, so it's a little different from song to song. But it's a preset in the effect rack by Sound Toys, which is out of Burlington, which is awesome. But basically it's their basic vintage punch preset, but I do it really subtly. If I take off all the other effects from this.
And that's on all the drums?
This is on the drum bus, which is, yes, all the drums are running through this. Filter Freak, it looks like this is like following and turning up the highs a little bit when things are hitting. You can see it moving right there.
Yeah.
And that's a filter. And then this is called Devil Lock, and this shit is crazy. Like, if I turn this back up, and turn Devil Lock back up, it's just like it's like super smashes it.
Oh yeah.
So I have this on like a lot more subtly than that. And then I have tape emulation on here from
That's what
Satin.
I'm interested in. Does that sound
And that's a preset that I've messed with a little bit. Then I've got a limiter, and then I've got this other plugin called Cosmos, which this probably changed the sound the most as far as I can tell from just hitting it right there. If you check this out, this is going to add some sub, and it's going to add some highs. Alright, so check this out. Okay, so this will add like a thump.
Oh yeah. There you go.
And more like brightness in the highs,
Yeah, no,
a lot. This is a great plugin. These type of plugins are like secret weapon plugins.
Who makes that?
This is by Nomad Factory. So if I turn this on, this is probably a dynamic EQ too. So this is a dynamic EQ, which I use a lot in mixing. Basically, it's a compressing EQ. So when you like boost this up, it's also got a threshold down here that when it crosses, when the highs cross like a certain point, they get pushed down. So you're boosting the highs, but still kind of riding them to even them out at the same time. And then this one, you can see, that one only gets affected when the kick hits because it's pushing down the resonant frequency of the kick. Just crashes and swells.
4 layers of crashes and stuff.
Now, I got to give a shout out to the homie SK for this group of fucking cymbals and swells. I've used it like on like so many tracks. Like almost all of my tracks that have like cymbal swells or like
That's from him?
Are from one little pack that he hooked me up with a long time ago.
Cool.
And like same with like tambourine things like. So yeah, it holds true. They're all 9th chords. So this one is called High 9 because I came up with this on guitar initially, I believe. I probably had some drums going, but I'm not sure. So these are 9th chords throughout the track. I have been really into jazz for years, and 9th chords are a big part of jazz. This is the extension of the 7th chord. The 7th chord is what jazz is all about too. So you'll hear that on a lot of my tracks. It gets had a super like dreamy sound. So yeah, the chords in this one are a G9, and these are minor 9th chords. Every chord is minor, which is also different. You know, these aren't all necessarily in one key. Because you don't have any keys that have 4 minor chords in them. What's interesting with this kind of thing is often coming up with the leads too, because it's easy enough to put together like some chords that sound good but don't necessarily live in the same key, but playing lead over the top of that is what is often the hardest part. I'm not even sure what the leads are in this exactly. But you'll hear, like, if I try to play just in one key, like if I just try to play in G minor, then when we get to another chord, it won't sound right anymore. So you kind of just have to live with chords like this and figure out, okay, now I can go to these notes when we get to this chord. Now I can go to these notes. So you're really switching keys while you're playing lead in a song like this. Which is cool too, because some of the leads are those vocal and saxophone samples. So those are changing key as well. Those are pretty much single notes. The Rolly Seaboard block, and it's amazing. I would definitely like to show you guys that thing. It's not on this song, but it's actually, you know what? It is on this song.
There we go.
You know what? I'm pretty sure it is, because I think I'm turning on MPE, which is basically what I'm going to tell you about right now. So MPE is MIDI, I think it's MIDI polyphonic expression. And what that means is that you can get expression out of playing, meaning like you don't have to like turn a filter knob necessarily to open a filter. You could like push on the sound or go up the key. But then another thing, the reason it's polyphonic expression is that I can both hold a note and bend one. And I can do that same stuff where I was like, and go to the other sound. Now, so this one's real cool because when you go up the key, it gets fast. This like droplet things.
That's so trippy. You could score a movie with that.
I want to. I really want to do that kind
That's
of
always
thing.
been my dream. Oh, you can do chords too.
It's kind of dope. That's almost like a trumpet or something up top, like getting grimy.
Oh yeah.
That's
You
awesome.
could do like some future jazz stuff.
There you go. Aren't we?
I guess so. Yeah. That's very true.
Okay, so that's right there. All right. Yeah, word up. Thank you guys for rolling through the SkyLab. It was great to have you. Equalized Breakdown is what we're doing for a track from my new record, XIX, aka 19. This track was called High 9, and it was great to get into it with you guys. Thanks a lot for coming by.